is crashing. I know that's a very, very strong word to use in financial terms, but crashing it is. It's down $105. Question, what about the virtual market crash? Remember, last week, the value of the online currency, Bitcoin, surged past $200. Then it took an absolute nosedive. It crashed. Bitcoin's value crashed. Joining us now is the chief editor of the Dollar Vigilante, and he's a Bitcoin entrepreneur, Jeff Berwick. Jeff, welcome back.
Thank you, Stuart.
Let me get this clear here. Your side of the Bitcoin story is that you put out, or you want to put out, ATMs. So you're the point of contact where I put in my US greenback dollars and I get back Bitcoins. Is that correct?
That's correct.
I'm sure that in the past week people have said to you, Jeff, it's a scam. Answer the question.
Well, first of all, I'd like to point out that gold and Bitcoin are quite different markets.
Sure.
There's many different variables happening in both markets. Bitcoin's a new evolving currency, and because of that, and this is a very small market, the total market cap of Bitcoin is $1 billion. So we're only back to where Bitcoin was at the start of this month. So it has been quite volatile. It will continue to be volatile. This is an emerging currency. People are really trying to gauge if it will become a real currency.
Yeah, but look, I don't know who started Bitcoin. It's anonymous, right? Okay. I don't know who runs the thing right now. Now, you're asking me to put my money into an operation where I don't know the founder, I don't know who's running it, I don't know where it's run from, all I've got is rumor and now a crash.
Well, what you've just described is the same with the Federal Reserve. No one really knows who owns the Federal Reserve.
Oh, no, come on, you can't say that. The Federal Reserve has been around for 100 years. They're a notable operation. They're somewhat similar to central banks all the way around the world. You cannot say that nobody knows who owns the Federal Reserve.
Well, do you know who owns it?
Isn't it owned by major banks?
See, no one knows.
Isn't that it?
No one really knows. There's no actual conclusive evidence.
I know who runs it. His name is Ben Bernanke. Right. I know who runs it. Right. I know where he lives, and I can go ask him questions.
That's the best
Can you say the same thing about Bitcoin?
Well, that's the best thing about Bitcoin.
Can you tell me who runs Bitcoin?
No one does. It's run by the people.
Can you tell me who started it?
It was started apparently by someone under the name Sakamoto in Japan, but that's not the important part.
Well, no, it is the important point. You're asking consumers to have a sense of confidence in a virtual currency, but you cannot tell me the name of the person who started it, where the operation is founded. You can't tell me.
It's not really important because it's open source software, so you can look at the software and you can see that no one can control this currency. And so that's very exciting. We don't need a person in a beard in a boardroom to control a currency. That's Soviet-style planning.
Okay. The two identical twins, Facebook people, I've forgotten their name actually, but they...
On Twinklebees or
whatever, right. They own $11 million worth of Bitcoin. The Winklevoss, is that correct? Winklevoss, okay. They've got a big position.
Yeah, good for them.
How come Bitcoin went from a $200 value, I looked at it this morning, around 98? How come?
Well, it started the year at 15, so it's very volatile. It's very small, and so people are really trying to gauge if this is going to become a real currency. If it becomes more and more used as a real currency, it will continue to go up as demand goes up. If it doesn't turn out to be a real currency that people use in day-to-day life, it could go to zero. So this is what the markets are trying to gauge right now. It's a very interesting time.
Have you got an ATM on the market where I put in my US dollars and I get Bitcoins back?
We're doing our press launch next week in Los Angeles or San Diego.
That's where the first ATMs will be.
That's right.
The first time where you actually take my money off me. Is that correct?
Or give you a Federal Reserve notes from your Bitcoin account. We do it both ways.
You do?
Yes.
A Federal Reserve note from my Bitcoin account?
Yeah.
What's that mean?
Well, that's what the dollar
bill?
If you look, it's written on the dollar bill, it says Federal Reserve note. You might also notice
wait a second. So I put a dollar bill into your ATM and I get a dollar bill back?
No. You put fiat currencies in, the dollars, and it goes into your Bitcoin account. Or if you have a Bitcoin account that has currency in it, you can take dollars out of your Bitcoin account.
All right. Okay, so that's a conversion factor.
Yes.
And you're introducing it very soon in California.
Yes.
All right. Appropriate, California. All right. Jeff Berwick, no, seriously, thank you very much for joining us. We appreciate you being here.
My pleasure.